right, guys, you beautiful people, you. This one, all about presence and keeping yourself present throughout your day. It's really important to keep yourself in a present time because that's really all you have. You only have the right now at this very, very second is all you have. Looking in the past and looking in the future is not going to help you out at all because looking in the past is already gone. And the only time I go looking in the past is if I'm trying to figure things out back there that's going to help me out in my present day. And trying to think of a future, we can always plan, we can always put things together, we can look that way, but don't have any like massive expectations or anything like that, because as soon as you start having an expectation of this is how it's going to go in my future, you're going to come up a little short because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to come in the way of that. And they're all put there to help you grow, but we don't think like that in our mind. We go into anxiety, fears, overwhelm, just total scared of the whole thing, and then that future doesn't look so good anymore. So staying present. What can you do to stay present? Well, there's a number of different things, and the first things to think about is all your senses, your 5 senses. Your eyes, what you see, your nose, what you smell, your mouth in what you taste, your fingers in what you touch, and your ears in what you hear. And you can use every single one of those to keep yourself in a present state. I would set up your clocks, watches, whatever, for an alarm to go off, say every hour. I wouldn't go past an hour and a half. But I would go about every hour until you form a habit, because that's what you want to do. You want to form a habit of this practice of being present. And the way you do that, set your timer up. Once that timer goes off, there's 2 things you can do. One of the things I teach my guys is to go in and have the intent on looking at self and tuning into emotions, which is also being present with a self. But there's also being present with your total surroundings, everything that is around you, everything that your 5 senses are taking in to program your mind. And it's the very reason why we have the traumas, because of all the belief systems and programs, etc., that go with that. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a trauma. We could have done something that someone could have said, oh, you're no good at that. And then you're going to bring that into your present day unless you start being present, because that is a past. So keep yourself present, guys. Use your senses. Even when you're sitting down and have something to eat, just sit, take a mouthful of food, put your utensil down, whether that fork, spoon, whatever that may be, and just become present with the food in your mouth. Chew more. Make sure you get the whole presence of the food going around the mouth, down the throat, the taste, the textures, everything. What you see. You can even say, be in your car and think, okay, I'm going to pick a color, blue, to go with my blue glasses, blue, and start being present and look for those different blue objects, especially if you're in your car. Because if you start to panic in your car, your mind is not on a present moment. Your mind is in an area of either a past happening or a fear going forward. And that is going to cause you a lot of issues. So it's much better to be able to, say, pick a color, or you can pick shapes even, and just be present with those. Because if you have a tendency, if you're in traffic like my wife, and you start getting a little bit irate and it pisses you off, and you got people annoying you, it's better to let that go and come back to an actual present moment. Even though that's a present moment, don't get me wrong, but it's a very negative present moment. Bring yourself into a positive present moment. Shift the mind into something else and think differently. And the other thing is touch. I carry things in my pockets, crystals, stones, My daughter got me a stress stone or a worry stone. It has a little, it's flat, but it has like a groove in it that your thumb goes into and you can feel the stone. And it's about becoming present. Don't label it that it's a stone. Just feel it, the smoothness or roughness of it, the weight of it, the temperature of it, everything that you possibly can. You can even use your the prints on your fingers just by rubbing them together. You can feel the little tiny ridges, but you don't realize that unless you start to really become present with that. Hearing, great if you go outside and just tune in to present things that you can hear, and especially if you close your eyes and take a few deep breaths and then just tune into what's around you, again, without labeling. Don't label anything. When you go into labeling things, you're going to start having a narrative that the brain already knows. Because if you say that's a bird, the brain already knows it's a bird, and it's going to put everything in the way of that, and you're not even going to concentrate on the very things like pitch, the sound of that, what it may sound like, the distance that it's at, whereabouts on each side of your head could it be? Is it a long, long way off, or is it very, very close? There's a number of different things you can do with sound. And then the other thing is, I think I mentioned about a taste, seeing in the car, hearing is really good, because not only can you do that outside, throw on a pair of headphones, listen to some classical music. It's amazing to listen to, becoming present with each instrument that you can hear. And it's when you tune in that you can bring these things out. I had an awesome present moment once that actually got me out of a panic attack. And I was looking to go back I was at the airport, I was at Orlando International Airport, and I'm looking to go back to England for a visit. And started getting into some overwhelm, crowded, it was noisy, so much going on. And I started going in this little bit of a like, because I never like it until I actually get on a plane and sit down on my arse and start, again, becoming present with my surroundings, sorting out my TV, things like that. But I was in the airport and I just tuned in to everything that was around me, the fountain sound that I could hear. I even heard a conversation coming behind me of someone on their phone, and I could actually tune in even and be present with the conversation. I could hear it amongst everything else. But you have to put the mind there, becoming present with those things. Smell is another one of those senses, right? I think I've covered them all now. But smell is an awesome one, because you can carry things in your pocket. I've actually got a small stick that I can put natural oils on and get it to where I like it. And you can become present with that just by smelling it, becoming present with it. What about when you're outside and you smell a flower? Become present with it. Even with people that we know, we all have our certain sense. There may be a perfume that you smell. It could be any number of different scents that you can tune into. Tune into those guys. Stay present, because the more you stay present, the more you're actually living your day. How many of us have got towards the end of our day and we've said, wow, where did that go? We've been all over the place, because even though we're doing what we're doing, maybe doing that right in front of us, where's our minds again? Off all over the place, thinking of the future, panic's coming in, worries coming in, thinking about a past. And what we actually end up doing is actually taking on that whole body chemistry, the memory of it, the trauma of it, everything that we was feeling at that time is going to come into your present moment, because the brain doesn't know any different. It doesn't know if you're here or back there. But by you bringing that into your mind and into your present moment, a past, you're going to feel it. And then what happens then? Things start connecting elsewhere. And then the whole narrative starts to where we start thinking, and we start going downhill, beating ourselves up with worth, etc., right? Stay present, guys. Make use of your day. Make use of your time. Make it happen, guys. Stay that course. Namaste.